That forehead ain't much.
Excuse me. That forehead is beautiful. Like that forehead, that's like a landing strip for cum.
That landing strip is long gone.
Yo,
No.
Wait, hold on. What did I miss?
Never mind.
Good lord, I don't even want to know.
I'm not repeating.
Thank you, John, for including this at the beginning. Hello, everyone, and welcome to a special episode of Anime Club After Dark, the podcast that delves into all things anime, manga, and otaku culture related. I'm your host, Alex, but you can call me Senpai, and joining me tonight for our 2018 awards show, I have our Wizard of Wait What, Shinoda.
It's already been a year?
Yes, strangely, our poser extraordinaire, Natai.
Happy New Year, everyone.
I so hope that is your review of 2018. I also hope the microphone actually picked that up and it gets, and John, please leave that in the recording. And last but not least, Jesus Christ, how do I even be professional? Jesus Christ. And last but not least, our chivalry of Shota's, Shotaro.
I have nothing to say after that.
Good Lord, that's the best intro I think you've ever done, Natai.
Thank you.
Oh, God. So, yes, as I mentioned, after that fart, we are indeed doing our 2018 awards show. Yes, as Shinoda mentioned, another year has come and gone, so it's time for us to argue about what was the best of the best of the best while leaving everyone else behind. So, let's get right into it with our very first award, which is Best OP. Show. What did you choose?
Why am I first on all of these? I chose...
Because you were literally first in the dock.
Oh, yeah, that's right, because all you're lazy or dumb or both. Okay. I chose...
Wow, the shots have been fired early.
I chose Found and Lost, which was the first OP from Banana Fish by the artist Survive Said the Prophet. And I chose this because not only is the song a banger, but I think it really encapsulates the emotions of the main character, Ash, in that it's super desperate and wild and out of control. And like you can really feel the emotion and the craziness of the singer as he like flails vocally, and you can see the people flailing on the screen as they're trying to struggle for their life. So I really like. I found that song resonated with me really well, and I liked how it was done. So yeah.
Not enough
All
bananas though.
Girl, did you see the banana eating scene? You probably didn't.
No,
but
I haven't seen the show.
Was there actually a banana eating scene?
Yes, there was.
Yes.
Oh my.
Yes, there was. Also, I actually was kind of going back and forth on this for my choice for best OP. I would like to point out that even the title, Found and Lost, is a great reflection of the character of Ash.
Honey.
Is he playing hide and
Too
seek?
deep for me. Oh, honey.
Wow. In a way.
If that's a
Yeah.
sexual innuendo, then yes.
Yeah, it's a good OP. Not a bad choice. All right. So my choice for this award is my boy Hiroyuki Sawano, Binary Star, which was the OP
GOAT.
to Legend of the Galactic Heroes: The New Thesis Encounter, which is a very wordy title. I agree. I love, first of all, this OP is in English, kind of. If you can actually understand what we're saying. But just the music by Hiroyuki Sawano is just absolutely gorgeous, as just about everything that Hiroyuki Sawano does is. I also thought that this particular song itself really complemented the visuals, which are absolutely gorgeous in the OP. And I mean, it's Hiroyuki Sawano. Like, why not? I really wish that he'd done the rest of the music in the show, but
They didn't have
This
the
was
budget
all we
to
got
pay
from
him
it.
for all that.
they didn't have. Yeah, they blew all their budget on the stellar fucking CGI.
No
All
pun
the
intended.
Sawano drops just hit their budget too hard.
Yeah. Yeah, Binary is a great OP, great visuals, great music, and even with the questionable English lyrics, it was still good. It fit the whole it fit the style of this remake of Legend of the Galactic Heroes really well. So yeah, that's my choice. Chinoda, what did you pick?
I picked Here by Juna, if that's how you say it. I assume that's how you say it. From the Ancient Magus Bride, the first OP they had. I picked it because it's rather memorable to me. Like, even after a full year later, this was at the beginning of the year when they first aired it. I still remember it, and like it invokes the same feelings it did to me back then, and I find that rather amazing. And honestly, it's a feels good song to me personally, so that's why I picked it.
I'd like to point out that I still haven't watched this, even though you begged me to.
You're not missing out on anything.
He's
missing
missing
out
out
on
on
Bone Daddy.
everything. Natai, what did you
What?
pick?
Yes,
picked-
Natai.
Well, I told myself that I'll try and keep the JoJo awards to a minimum. So I said, okay, I'll pick something else. Because, yeah, Fighting Gold is a masterpiece and all, but let's go with something else. So, Zombieland Saga had a pretty good OP with
Yes.
Adabara Necromancy. That OP is just fun. It's the definition of fun. Like, the art style is just super cool, stylized, and it's like, it really reminds me of Trigger, to be honest. And it's just so fucking weird, and I love all the like little touches that it has, like the zombie dancing, and like how it sort of like foreshadows certain events that happens in the show, but in a very like subtle way. And like the ending part of this OP is just batshit insane. Like, it's pretty much Power Rangers the anime. And
It is. Oh my god.
yeah, and I love it. And like the sound effects are so dumb. And Sakura's little monologue at the beginning is just, I love it. I mean, I know some people are kind of irritated by it, but it's like, I don't know, it's cool. I like it.
Yeah, like
This is our saga. Arr.
technically the OP changes with every episode because the monologue is different.
No, it's the same one.
Is it real? I thought the
No,
monologue
it
was
doesn't.
slightly
It
different
doesn't
each
change
time.
the monologue, as far as I noticed.
Not that I noticed. I'm pretty sure it's same.
I always thought it
throughout.
was different because I really wasn't paying attention to what was being said, just that there were words being said.
Yeah, and again, like there are a ton of good OPs this year. Like, I mean, for real,
were.
it's been a really good year for like awesome OPs. But this one is like, I just really enjoyed it. Just super cool.
There were some top quality OPs this year. It was actually, this is probably one of the most difficult categories for me to choose personally. Like there was some great stuff. I thought the two Overlord OPs that we got this year were all pretty good. I mean, Kiss of Death, Darling the Franks, that was pretty good.
I know you'll disagree, but I was very torn in deciding whether to nominate Devilman Crybaby OP. But
It's a
chose
good
Banana
OP.
Fish.
Disgusting.
Devilman had a fantastic OP.
It
Nope.
did. There were a lot of we all took a while to pick these choices because holy shit, there were a bunch we had to really think about.
Also, oh my god! Before we move on, I gotta point this out. We also got to hear Daisuke Ono sing in the Cells at Work OP. That was all I needed to hear.
And
All right,
we can't forget to mention the Attack on Titan OP, which was beautiful. Beautiful.
which you didn't nominate.
I'm done.
Anyway, moving on to our next award, which is Best ED Show. What did you pick?
Okay, this is like no competition. It's obviously Hydra by Myth and Roid from Overlord 2 because it's basically the artist Myth and Roid.
Myth and Road.
Yes, Myth and Road to My Heart. Role playing as Albedo and just like
Pretty much.
whispering in your ear, saying like, "I love you." And I'm like, oh my god, this is everything I wanted, and it's literally so sensual and so like creepy at the same time, which is what I love, which is what I come for with Overlord.
It's so moody.
So
Emphasis on come for.
Yes, I absolutely love this ED, and yeah.
Listen, I think when you look at these awards for best OP and ED, you just think, okay, what did Myth and Roy do this year? Okay, nominate.
I mean, he's not wrong.
I know he loves Myth and Roy, which is perfectly acceptable.
Can you blame
I love Myth
him?
and Roy too. No, I love Myth and Roy too. And not a bad choice. It's a great song. Just even by itself, it's a really great song. But yeah, so the ending I picked is actually an ED from a movie. It's Viator by Rionos, which is the ED for the movie Maquia When the Promised Flower Blooms. Now, from this point on, you're going to see a really big pattern in the awards I give out because a lot of them are going to go to the same damn thing.
I just want to
Anyway.
note that I feel you're somewhat cheating by picking a movie.
No,
Instead
he's
of
not. It
anime.
came out in
No,
2018.
I'm not. It's listen, it is just as legitimate as any series.
I gave A
Uh-huh.
Song Voice the best soundtrack of last year, even though it's a movie. Deal with it.
That's
And
true.
that was
That's
cheating
true.
too.
No,
All y'all
No,
cheating.
it's not. But the reason I picked this is there's actually not a whole lot of visuals that go along with this OP because it plays over the closing credits of
ED.
the movie. Or excuse me, excuse me. Over the closing credits of the movie. But the reason I chose this is specifically for the music itself because Maquia, I'm not to spoil anything, but Maquia itself is a feels trip, and this song starts playing immediately after the final scene, which is a fucking feels gut punch right to the fucking just throat, honestly. And the music itself is incredibly sad and melancholic, and it just, when you're in a theater full of like people who are bitch crying, it really sends it home that how fucking appropriate this song is. But again, not to spoil anything, the title of the song itself is Viator, which means traveler in Latin, and it's very, very appropriate to the actual theme of the movie. And that's why I chose it, because while I was already having streams of tears going down my face, this song just made me start bitch crying in the middle of a crowded theater.
You would.
Anyway, fuck you.
Well, to be fair to him,
That's why-
everyone else was bitch crying also, apparently. So.
Oh yeah, that theater was full, like 3/4 of the theater was like just in absolute tears. God, if you haven't seen Maquia yet, do it. Please do it legally if you can, because this movie deserves like your money. But anyway, Chinoda, what did you pick for best ED?
I picked Silent Solitude by OXT, which was the Overlord Season 3's ED. To me, it was... After
Pretty cool.
an episode of Overlord Season 3, just listening to that song, like, have it settle down. It's like... It's that tea you have after you eat a meal. It's just satisfying way to end it. It's...
I did not know you were going to be so wholesome about that analogy.
I'm
What did you
thirsty
think
now.
I was gonna say?
I thought you were going to say like tea after sex, and I'm like,
What?
okay.
Who the fuck has tea after sex?
Like what?
I don't, but
Who does that? Maybe if you're British, like I don't know, but
moving on.
moving on, yeah.
yeah, you need
So
to drink
if-
that tea after you eat that biscuit. Wink.
Thank you.
Soggy biscuit.
But
God damn it.
no, it was something rather nice for people to wind down with, and it was beautiful visuals. It sounded fantastic. It was characteristically another Overlord ED. It was just really freaking great, and that's why it's my choice for best ED of the year.
All right.
Cool, cool.
I would also like to point out OXT also went on to do a remake of Yume no Hero for Quadruple S Gridman,
Nice.
which was really good. It's
Oh,
the
it
song
was
that plays during the
fantastic.
final fight. Baby dun dun, baby dun dun.
OST are great. They make good stuff.
Yeah.
Natai,
Alright,
what was your
Natai.
choice?
That's high.
There's only one choice. I've said it at the beginning of the year, and it still stands. Wink, wink. March Comes In Like a Lion season 2 had March Comes In Like a Lion always had like good OPs and good EDs, but the last ED of second season, I Am Standing by Ruan, was beautiful. Like, damn, that's a beautiful ED. Like, even like the song in itself is fucking awesome. Like the vocals are incredible, but the visuals just bring it to a whole other level. Like this
Yeah.
sort of watercolor like visuals it had, and just the entire like melancholic but somewhat uplifting feels it gave me. It's just so spot on. It's so perfect for the show. It's amazing.
Also,
it's
I'd like to point out when you speak of those visuals, like it starts out kind of dark, but by the end, it's very
it's
brightly
so
colored.
colorful, and it's the best idea of this show so far.
It's so brilliantly mirrors Ray's like emergence from his depression.
Yeah, it's so
it's
good.
so good.
Yeah, easy pick.
Also, I'd like to point out you put out on this doc. Shout out to the last game from
Yeah,
Steins Gate
yeah,
Zero.
just
Also
'cause
phenomenal.
That's what was probably my runner up, because it's not like Steins Gate ever had like good EDs, but the last game is brilliant. It's so good. It's so like desolate and dark, and it's so good. I wish the show was as good as that ED, but yeah.
All right. Anyone else have any more honorable mentions before we move on to the next award?
Nothing particular for me.
All right then.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So the next award is Best Soundtrack. Now, Sho and Shinoda both erroneously picked what?
Devilman.
Cry, baby.
I like that little visual cue you tried to give, like, finish it, finish it, finish it.
I was about to give up on him halfway.
I had
But
to.
you did it, I'm
I
so
had
proud.
to work my voice up. I couldn't just like say "crybaby." No, I had to put emphasis on it.
Okay.
Do with them zass.
So yeah, it was like trance club music, and that is my hashtag aesthetic. And you don't get that a lot in anime. And I wish there was more of that.
Panty
kinda
and
like-
stocking.
I wish there was more of that kind of electronic music, kind of like blasting in your face, where you can't even hear anything. All you hear is the beats banging, and I'm like, yes, I don't care what you're saying, just bang those beats. I'm like, yes, queen, honey, yes, okay. So that's what, like, that's everything I want from an OST, and I never get it. So once you like drip that electronic, then I just can't get
Whoa.
enough. Yep.
What I personally specifically like about the soundtrack in Devilman Crybaby was the fact that it floats together so well with the visuals. Part to part, you could have a visual and the soundtrack matches it beautifully. Like action scene, it works. The club scene, oh my god, the club scene, it was fantastic. They really made sure to have it flow really smoothly and very abruptly. And I appreciate that. They really put effort, and if you pay attention, you can actually notice it. And that's one of the reasons I appreciate the soundtrack for Devilman Crybaby. It works together so well.
Also, Devilman Ota is a good meme.
Yes, I love
this
that.
is true. Yeah.
Hold on, I gotta go brush my teeth, get that taste out of my mouth.
Oh my god, you petty baby. Jesus Christ.
Literally, no, listen, I know no one here is gonna agree with me, but the fucking music in Devilman Crybaby is literally simple. You don't even have to know anything about music to make that kind of music. I'm sorry.
All right,
you
old
don't.
man, what did you pick? Just tell us already.
So, speaking of actual aesthetics, like legitimate aesthetics, I picked the soundtrack to Megalobox. Okay, so an anime that I love specifically for its music from a little while ago is an anime called Samurai Champloo. Now that anime had like a very hip hop sort of, I won't say rap, but very urban inspired soundtrack, and that is
Lo-fi.
exactly
It
that is
was rap,
exactly
though.
what we got, huh?
It was rap though.
Okay, it was rap, but it was more old school rap than anything new.
No, nothing compared
It's
to
certainly-
this garbage that's around nowadays. No.
Well, yeah, it's
old
certainly not gangster rap. It's certainly like late '80s, early '90s rap for sure. But it's more. I would say it's more hip hop, and at least Samurai Champloo was more hip hop inspired than rap inspired. But Megalobox kind of brought that with it too, along with its very urban aesthetic as well, like rundown urban aesthetic that Megalobox had with its art style. I thought that the OST fit this very perfectly, especially being a sports anime about a form of boxing that I think it just really hit home the actual themes of the show. And then you got in one of the episodes, I think it was episode 10 or 11, I can't remember the episode number now, but you actually got to hear one of the characters in the show do like a rap to the beat of like the main theme of the show, and it was absolutely phenomenal. There was a lot of people that said it was really out of character for him, but I didn't care. Like the beat was sick and the song was good, so I didn't care. I thought that just the way they utilized hip hop and rap beats throughout the run of the show really fit into the aesthetic that they were trying to portray. Natai, what did you choose? Actually, you couldn't decide, so you chose 2.
No, I didn't choose 2, but just I couldn't make my mind up until this very second. JoJo Part 5 Golden Wind has the best soundtrack of this year and will have the best soundtrack of 2019. Fucking fight me. God damn, do I love this soundtrack. It's so good. It builds on previous parts. It adds so much new good shit. I just love it. Just give me more songs where I can hear just a bunch of manly men say JoJo, and I'll be good. I'm so hyped for this soundtrack, and I can't wait to hear more of it when the season goes on for next year or this year.
You know,
actually.
Natai, you know what it is? It's
is it?
vocal percussion on a whole
whole
other
other
level
level. Coming from my
mind.
Okay, I'm done.
It's a good choice, man. They keep having the same group of people come back to do this music, and it's all works out so well.
It's so good. God, I love this.
All right, so I do want to mention, because you actually wrote this down as your kind of your second choice, but it's definitely an honorable mention for
Yeah,
me.
for sure.
Violet Evergarden's OST. Oh my god.
It's beautiful. It's
It is.
so good.
Never before have I heard a typewriter used as a legitimate musical instrument, but my god, do they make it work.
Good shit. Good shit.
It is. I wouldn't listen to this soundtrack if you're feeling particularly sad or suicidal.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no.
don't.
Definitely, like soundtrack to a suicide.
A
Violet
lot of-
Evergarden.
A lot of good insert songs in that soundtrack, by the way.
Oh, great insert songs. Oh my god, just everything about the music in Violet Evergarden is just so good.
Also,
Even the character themes are so good.
Steins Gate Zero had a pretty good soundtrack. Gates of Steiner was a solid song. But yeah.
Oh, and especially the music that plays during Okabe's resurrection.
Yeah, that's
as
pretty good.
Ho in Kyoma.
That's
That was a
pretty
good
good.
piece of music too.
Anyway.
All right. Now we move on to our first joke award of the night. This
Joke
is the
award.
2B
This is serious. What are you
Okay,
talking
this is actually serious business, but this is the 2B award for Best Booty, sponsored by the Church of Thiontology. If you're not a member of the church, you really should go join it. Facebook.com/Church of Thiontology.
Nice plug.
I know, best plug. All right, Show, who did you pick for Best Booty?
I mean, if this was an award for the hottest girl, I would have chosen Albedo, but it's not. So it's the award for biggest booty. So I choose Albedo because she's both. And how can you deny, like, what part of Albedo is not the best, really? And especially the booty, because, like, she got slits on her freaking dress around her hip. Like, you can see it all. So I don't know how you can even argue that Albedo has got everything.
Albedo,
Yeah.
best succubus forever.
Oh, absolutely. Albedo is half the reason I fucking love Overlord. Are you kidding me?
Yes.
The other half is Bone Daddy.
No.
like like, Ein-sama, how are we going to get through this? Oh, don't worry, I got this. I won't have to do a damn thing.
Sasuga.
Sasuga, Ein-sama.
The only thing I would say about Albedo for Best Booty is I wish they show it more. Like, they barely show it off. She got the goods. They don't
Are you
really show
actually-
it though.
Are you actually advocating for more fan service in anime?
Hell fucking yeah!
I admire the honesty.
Yeah, the honesty is just very admirable. All right, so myself, I chose a character who ended up becoming probably more known for her thighs than her ass, but those thighs are attached to a phenomenal ass too. That is Rika Takarada from SS Gridman. Listen, this character, first of all, if you haven't seen Loliconic's video of Rika from this fall, please go watch it. I'll actually link it down below because it's funny. But this character literally became known for her thick thighs, and why? Because the fucking director of the anime said you can do anything you want with this character as long as she has a big ass and thick thighs. I'm like, that
No
is
joke.
a man.
This is actual thing.
Yeah, this is an actual thing that happened. Like, and this is like a man of pure culture. Like, this man needs to go into the fucking Thigh Hall of Fame right here.
That man is after my own heart, is what he is.
Yes. Anyway, that's why I chose Rika. That's really it. Chinoda, who did you pick?
02's red, delicious apple-like ass. Oh my god. That
Now we need to
color.
point out we are not talking about AO2, who you should definitely not loot in any way whatsoever because she is precious.
No, we are talking about this Pokemon's second form, 02. The evolution to AO2.
Her evolved form. This is their second of 3 evolutions. The third is to a giant space woman.
Listen, I am gonna stick by that theory that she's a fucking Pokemon and no one can convince me otherwise.
It's triggers clever Pokemon crossover anime.
But yeah, just staring at 02's ass as she's piloting. Oh my. Go into caveman
Okay.
mode when I see that
Okay,
ass.
reel it back just a little bit, man.
I can't! Have you seen that ass?
All right, now Natai, you might have chosen probably the
let me
most
tell you a
entertaining.
Let me tell
entertaining.
you a story about a little show called JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Again. This show has a thing called stands. They are spirits that punch people. Okay? Okay.
They're punching ghosts.
Punching ghosts. Now, one of them is one that goes by the name of Moody Blues. Okay, that's pretty cool design you got there, Moody Blues. Oh, you have you sound like a telephone. Sure, I'm into that. And then, and I'm not kidding, I'll even send a link. Boom. I've sent it in the chat so all of you can see. It has this big ass that no one expected. And I don't know about you, but this is the best booty I've seen this year. So this is my pick.
Damn.
I'll
All
Link
right.
isn't
myself
loading
out.
for me.
Yeah, by the way, you sent us a dead link.
Fucking A.
Send me another one. I want to see
Disqualified.
this ass.
But yeah,
I'll send you. Keep
I
going.
do want to point out, so you and I have been doing these JoJo Part 5 reviews, which, by the way, you should definitely go check out if you are a JoJo's fan.
You all should.
That angle that you see Moody Blues at when Moody Blues is first introduced, not
Yeah.
from the manga. All you see is the fucking ass right in your face, and it's like, God damn it, David Productions, what are you doing?
There, I've sent a new link. It should work. Enjoy the booty.
There you go.
Oh, that's an ass.
Ooh. Yeah, good choice, Nasai. Good choice.
Thank you.
Man. All right, so moving on to our next award. Next award we're doing is Best art style show. What do you got?
I got the unique and show that will show up a lot in this award show, Devilman Crybaby, because I believe the art director was not the art director, the actual director was not bound by a production committee because he worked directly for Netflix. So he was able to do something that's not what you would typically see in anime, and you definitely see the results in the show because it really seems more Western than Japanese in that the style is like it's less focused on the details of the characters and more focused on the movements of the characters, and it's very like free form. Like sometimes like characters melt into the scenes and the scenes
It's
melt
very
into
liquid.
things. It's very trippy, which is exactly the feel of the of what the anime is trying to show. Very similar to the soundtrack.
If you watch the show high as fuck, you're gonna have one hell of a time. I'll say that.
This is a great show to watch. Amazing. But yeah, I really liked it because it took an interesting route to the style of animation, and I think it did it well. Yeah.
I will say one thing you were absolutely right about in there is it is unique. Doesn't mean that it's good though.
Yes, it does.
I'll argue that it looks good. It looks
Alright.
different, I'll say that, and they have that going for them, if nothing else.
I'll give you that. It's different. It's unique and different. I still don't like it. I would argue that the only proper way to watch Devilman Crybaby is high as a fucking kite.
Hater.
Hey, fuck you. All right, so Chinoda, you and I have actually chosen the same show.
Yes. Good old Violet Evergarden.
Yes. All right, so I want to preface this by saying that I actually got to see the first episode of Violet Evergarden at Anime Expo 2017, where we went to the Violet Evergarden panel and they showed us the first episode at the end of it. I was fucking hype as hell for this from the very first time I saw this. Partially because of the art style that was shown off in that first episode. That art style is pretty much the same throughout. It's KyoAni at their... I would honestly say that Violet Evergarden is KyoAni at their best art-wise. One of the great things that you actually get to see in that first episode and throughout when you actually get to see water is the fucking beautifully animated water in Violet Evergarden. It's just, so gorgeous. And the fact that, and I'm going to talk about this later with another award that I'm giving out, but like all of the characters have a very unique style to them. And it's just something that's really, well, I won't say impossible because clearly it's not. It's something you don't see a lot in anime where every character like has their own unique style and like, it's so good to see.
It's not
So much
impossible to do
there's-
that. It's just more
No.
difficult to do
It is. It's a lot of work.
And they put in the effort, which is most definitely appreciated.
Yeah. It's just, oh god, the art style in Violet Evergarden is just, it's KyoAni at their best. That's literally all I can say about this is like this is the best looking thing that KyoAni has ever done, and they've done some pretty good looking shit in the past. Anyway, Ty, what did you pick?
I picked Megalobox because
Yes.
that art style just it does it for me. Man, do I love how older anime used to look, but this show sort of went out of its way to sort of gave itself like a handicap with how it looked and said, yeah, we're going with this, and it looks phenomenal. I love how it looks. It's old school, but it's still like one of the best looking shows of the year.
I would say
just
it
love it.
paid off in the fact that it ended up looking like that. It paid off
Yeah,
in popularity and in people liking it just because it was an older style anime already, and they decided to
Yeah.
say let's go with the older visuals also, and it helped it out in the long run.
Yeah, absolutely right. Like they went with the old style storytelling and they went with an old art style, which I think in the end ended up helping it.
Yeah,
I think. One thing I do want to point out about Megalobox is the beautiful background animations. Were like,
Yeah,
great,
the background art is awesome. It really
just makes
is.
it really, because the show itself sort of takes place in this sort of dystopian looking city, and the background art just drives that home so well.
Modern anime is like usually super lazy with its background art. At least that's what I feel, and it's so refreshing to see a show that's like gone just extra overboard and was like, yeah, we're gonna make this look great, even though it's just background art, because it does matter.
Yeah, for sure.
So yeah.
All right. Any honorable mentions that anyone has for art style?
Yeah, JoJo Part 5.
JoJo Part 5. That's a pretty good art style too. All right. So the next award we have is for best directing. Show, what did you pick?
Well, first of all, the category is very vague, but I picked The Legend of the Galactic Heroes, the new Thesis Encounter, which is the first of like a bajillion different sequels, but we're not going to deal with that. But there's a common problem in anime when you have a source material that is of any size really, but especially if it's very large. And then you get, the typical 12 episode adaptation, and then what happens is they cram as much as they can in, and it's just a mess, and it ends up really shitty. And they skip over stuff, or they go over stuff really fast, and it's stupid. Why did you bother doing it if you're gonna do it like that? Now, the Galactic Heroes approached this conundrum of having a huge source material and only a 12 episode run differently, in that they didn't give a fuck about adapting shit. They were just like, we're gonna adapt this at our own pace, and I don't care if we don't finish it. We're just gonna adapt it at our own pace. And I'm like, thank you. If you're gonna do something, at least do it right. Don't give me a stupid ass shitty product. Just like whatever you can animate, like animate it properly. And it was so much more better because they did that. Like they, compared to the first OVA, which actually did skip over a lot of stuff from the source material and did kind of fall into those pit holes. This new TV series didn't. They took their time. They went through each scene. They gave each character the amount of time they needed to properly explain what they're doing, and everything made sense. Yes, it didn't end properly because they only had 12 episodes, but the story that they did tell was really actually made sense and was really interesting. So I will give this award to the Galactic Heroes because the director was able to manage a really big source material properly, at least for these 12 episodes that they did.
Yeah, and it's worth pointing out that this isn't the end of the adaptation. There is going to be more.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Honey, I don't believe any promises from the anime industry.
Probably for the best. All right. So I ended up choosing for best directing Maquia When the Promised Flower Blooms. So this anime movie was directed by Mari Okada, who did the script writing for Anohana, which is another anime, which if you haven't seen it, go see it. She also did the script writing for the movie as well. She did the script writing and the series composition for Mobile Suit Gundam Iron-Blooded Orphans. She's a great writer. She's a great script writer. She also worked on a lot of episodes of Toradora. She also did series composition for that. But for Maquia, I also have to point out that she was also the series composer for The Lost Village, which we'll kind of gloss over. And she was the creator of Kiznaiver, which we'll also gloss over. But no, so when it came to Maquia, she was not only the writer, she was the chief storyboard artist and the director, and she was also a co-producer on the anime. This is also her directing debut. She absolutely hit it out of the park. It's a very emotional story. It's told through a really complex lens of how, basically showing how over time a certain type of immortality can actually be more of a burden than it is an actual help to anyone that has it. Also, just the way that there's really two different story threads that kind of diverge halfway through the movie, and that's played out really, really well, especially how they come back together at the end. And it's just, it's hard to believe that this is, when I got out of the theater after I stopped bitch crying, it was really hard to believe that I'd only been in there for an hour and 50 minutes. It felt like I had just got finished watching a 12 episode anime. That's what that's how like big the story is that was told in a very comparatively compressed amount of time. And I think that's absolutely wonderful that it was able to be done like that. And if this is her directorial debut, I say I cannot wait to see what comes next for her. Worth mentioning that Makoto Shinkai said that it was the best anime movie he'd ever seen. So take that for what it's worth. I mean, that man only made the highest grossing anime movie of all time. Yeah, that's why I chose Makia. Fucking go watch it, Natai.
I will. I need to recover from Anohana.
You'll never recover from Anohana.
Yeah, you'll never recover from Anohana.
God
That's
damn
gonna be a scar that's gonna be with you for the rest
Fuck
of your
you,
life.
Secret Base. Oh.
All right, Shinoda, what did you pick for best directing?
A Place Further Than the Universe. Anime I honestly felt like it was underrated because holy crap
No,
was
it
it
wasn't. Everyone loves it.
Yeah, I'm about to say it's got like a really high, it's like a 8.6 or something on Mal. I mean, I think a lot of people liked it.
A lot of people liked it, but not a lot of people talk about it, unfortunately, is the thing. And I wish more people would have talked about it because it looks fantastic. The production on it, the directing specifically, it was out of this world, to say the least. The choices the director made for the anime, it really showed off. It showed, hey, why don't we do this over here, and it pays off to do that. And it helped with the characters and their interactions rather well, I would say. Not to mention the build-up everything led up to. And I felt the directing done on that, it was fantastic because of that.
All right, there's that dog again. Natai, shoot that dog.
Okay, I'll be back.
Whoa, let's not.
We here at Anime Club After Dark do not condone violence against animals.
Especially dogs.
Anyway, I guess.
Anyway, Natai, what did you choose for best directing?
Yeah, I'll share my pick. Violet Evergarden. It's a show that I held off on watching for a long time. I just wasn't ready for it. I was like, I'll just wait. I need to be in the right mindset for it. And yeah, it's incredible. The directing was phenomenal. Like, the show knew, like, because here's the thing, anime tends to do a whole lot of talking instead of just showing you, because hey, guess what, it's a visual media, right? And a lot of anime kind of fall to the trap of exposition and just, not shutting the fuck up. But
kind of like that dog.
Like that dog, exactly. Fucking 2 a.m. and it's not gonna shut up. Anyway, and it just knew how to, like, show you so much about how the characters felt through its visuals, and it did it flawlessly, in my opinion. So yeah, Valid was a phenomenal ride. So yeah.
I agree with everything you said. It's just that dog. Oh my god. Yeah. Oh man, the directing in Violet Evergarden was just gorgeous. You're right. All right, moving on. So the next award we have is the Hitagi Crab Award for Best Individual Episode. Show. I wish you luck in not spoiling anything.
I was about to say, how am I gonna talk about these awards without spoiling stuff? Wait, can I actually not spoil it? I was planning on giving a spoiler alert and then spoiling it.
I mean, okay, so yeah.
How can I talk about best? How can I talk about an episode and not talk about the episode?
All right, so say what show it is, and then what episode, and then spoiler.
Okay. Before that, I just would like to say that the name of this award is a misnomer, but I will be talking about Attack on Titan 3, Episode 7. So, spoilers for that if you have not
The award
watched
is
it.
named after episode 12 of Black and White Got the best episodes ever. Fight me.
Yes. Nope, I will back him up. You're about to get a fucking black eye.
Oh god. Anyways, so you've been warned. So I liked this episode because the first half of the episode you have Levi and Levi's bitches breaking into the underground cave. I don't know, whatever. They're the hoes, whatever. They break into the underground cave and you have this awesome fight scene where they're all flying around the cave and they're shooting explosions and what do you call those things? Not flash grenades.
Fireworks?
Flashbang?
Yeah, kind of like fireworks.
Flares.
Grenades?
Flares, yes, flare guns. There's lots of flare guns. You can't see anything. Spider-Man shit. Love it. Okay, that's basically Attack on Titan in general. But what makes this a particular episode even better is after the whole Spider-Man shit, you have this amazing scene of Historia being pressured by her father to eat Eren. And this must sound really weird to someone like Alex who has not seen Attack on Titan.
I know,
past the
it doesn't
first
sound
season.
weird at all. It sounds like something that Attack on Titan would do.
Oh, honey, we'll just wait until the time traveling raptors. Oh, honey. But, no.
Fuck?
That's just we're not gonna go into that, okay? But no, in episode 7, Historia Rice is trying to eat Eren, and she's like, "Fuck it, daddy, I don't give two fucks about you." She throws the syringe down. She's like, "Fuck you, I'm gonna unchain my boyfriend." And then she goes to unchain Eren, and Eren's like, "No, I don't deserve this, girl. I'm a motherfucker. I don't give two fucks." And Eren's like breaking down, and I'm like, this is such a great character moment for both Historia because because she finally has her own will, and she's like, "I don't give two fucks. I gonna do what I want." And then Eren, because he finally stopped being a fucking brat and fucking stop being so full of himself, and he's like, "You know what, I'm a pretty shitty person, I should die, you should eat me." So I like both those things, plus it was so epic, plus he is shirtless and chained to a fucking rock. Hello.
Can I just say one thing?
What?
This entire conversation, I've been thinking about this one sentence. Eat his ass. What a great character moment.
Also, I'd like to point out, even as someone who hasn't seen Attack on Titan Season 3, oh my god, Eren got chained up again? What a shock. He's fucking useless.
Oh my god, I love it. Hashtag reverse rescue the princess trope. Oh my god, it's like literally physically
just
a
a
reverse
rescue the
rescue the
prince
princess trope. He gets rescued by so many princesses. I love it. I honestly, hashtag refreshing.
BDSM.
Literally more useless than Aqua.
Hashtag
Whoa
feminism.
there.
Yes,
That's...
yes, queen. Okay, no, but I just want to say there will be a figure of the scene, and I want it. That will close my description
Wait,
of this
of
award.
which scene? When Historia eats his ass?
Oh, yes, queen. I wish. No. Just him being chained up,
Oh, okay. That's a good
Well,
idea.
that'll be like the 18th figure that he's been chained up in, right?
Next
I hope
episode.
so.
Okay, so my choice for this Best Individual Episode award is one I don't even need a spoiler alert for because it's literally the first episode of a show. So, and quite frankly, by this point, if you haven't at least heard about this episode, you live under a rock. So my choice for
Or
Best
you have
Episode...
good taste.
or you, yeah, wow. My choice for this episode is episode 1 of Goblin Slayer. Now, I picked this not because I particularly thought it was like a great episode, but I picked it for what it was able to do. So Goblin Slayer got almost everyone in the anime like fandom, so to speak, talking about it, whether they thought it was absolutely atrocious or they thought it was absolutely wonderful. I was on the side that thought it was absolutely wonderful. Yes, it has a rape scene in it. Yes, it's gratuitously violent. Yes, it introduces this absolutely over the top OP character who barely ever says anything throughout the entire episode. But you know what? It made me love the premise. It made me love all the characters in it, and it made me want to actually see this through the end to see if it would stay that way. I think that if you can have a very first episode of a show that gets this many people talking about it, whether they're talking about it for good or for bad, I think overall that's a really good thing. And any opening episode that's able to do that, I think deserves mention. So yeah, that's why I picked the first episode of Goblin Slayer. Did I think it was the best individual episode of the year? Probably not, but it's definitely the one that got the most amount of people talking.
I would argue that it was more the fact that Crunchyroll didn't rate their shows that contributed to the conversation.
Oh, yeah. You could have an entire discussion about what caused the conversation, but the fact is, a conversation happened.
Okay.
But shoot, we could probably do an entire episode of the podcast about whether anime deserves to be rated or not. But anyway, moving on. So Chinoda and Natai, you both chose the exact same episode from the exact same show.
We did, because holy fuck, it was one hell of an episode.
All right.
Yeah.
So what show is it and what episode is it, so we can do a spoiler alert?
Violet Evergarden.
Bitch.
The fuck? You were supposed to say episode. God damn it! Why don't you have synchronicity like me and Show, huh?
Anyway, it's episode 10 of Violet Evergarden. Now, I'll say this. This episode is, and sure Chino will agree with me, is... A, it's amazing how standalone-ish it is. B, goddamn does it tell a compelling story in only 20 minutes. Like, holy shit.
It's good bitch cry
I
material.
cried.
I'll say that. Holy fuck, it will make you bitch cry because...
And again, it's so well directed, it's so well acted, it's so well edited, it's just 24 minutes of just perfection.
I would say
so
it was the
good.
best episode of that whole series, if anything.
Yeah, I'm there with you.
Yeah, well, I would definitely agree with that. Also, can we just point out, we're going to talk about, well, Natai will specifically later, but Yui Ishikawa is just, like, it's almost like this role was made for her. I sort of realized that after this episode.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I don't want to think about it anymore.
Oh, Lord. Okay, I guess I'm going to have to speak of the rest of it. So,
Please.
episode 10 of Violet Evergarden had Violet go up to a mountainside or something? No, she went off to a remote
she went to the mother.
Yeah. No, I was just trying to remember the setting. She went to a remote setting, to a remote house, where a mother and her daughter lived, and the contract was for Violet to write letters
Spoilers.
for the sick mother. And you don't know why or who she's writing a letter to, but you constantly get the little girl wanting to play with her mother, and since Violet, a new face in the household, is there, she wants to play with her too. And it's rather sweet towards the whole time, and sometimes it's you get a little bit of a hint, it's a little bit sad, but you don't get too much of it. But then, at the end, once Violet leaves, she reveals she was writing letters to the daughter from the mother for her birthday every year because the mother was dying. My God.
Open the waters.
Just
open the floodgates.
the floodgates. Good God. The music, the art, and then the narration that happens from the grown-up daughter, holy fuck. It's like taking a sledgehammer to your heart because Jesus Christ,
It's
it will
crushing.
be crushed after that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of want to cry now
Thank you, Violet Evergarden.
for screwing my day.
It was really sweet and really sad at the same time, and I don't know how they did it, but they masterfully did it. It was the episode of the show. Like, there was a lot of other great episodes, don't get me wrong. That whole show was just something else, but that episode, my god.
All right. All right, let's move on to the next one. So, the next award we're giving out is Best Animation Show. What do you got?
Well, I'm giving it to Attack on Titan 3, obviously,
Surprise, surprise.
because Attack on Titan is underrepresented in this anime awards.
Yeah.
We didn't just talk about it. We need to mention it again. Okay. But seriously, the Sakuga in Attack on Titan season 3 is unbelievable. Like, it's the best Sakuga that the Attack on Titan franchise has had. And like, no other show can compare. Honestly, the point of view just flying around shooting people, like, that is just so incredible. Like, my jaws dropped the entire scene. Like, it's just amazing.
It was rather fantastic animation.
Episode 2, episode 2's chase scene.
Oh my
is
god,
incredible.
episode 2. Ugh. It's so funny because, like, if you write on paper the scenes and like what happens in the scene, there's so many other scenes in Attack on Titan that you think would be hype as fuck because of what happens. But then this like relatively generic chase scene, they animated so well, and then just because it's animated like crazy well, it's so hype and it stands out so much, and it's pretty crazy. Yeah. But yeah, besides the Sakuga, the character designs are beautiful as always, and the animation of just the normal scenes are also really smooth. Attack on Titan is polished AF, and really nothing can compete, honestly. So, yeah.
Well, as something that absolutely can compete on every individual level, I'm going to give Best Animation Award to Violet Evergarden. As I mentioned before, the water animations in Violet Evergarden are absolutely stunningly beautiful. It's some of the most beautiful water I've ever seen in anime, period. And it's just like just watching the characters' like facial movements and stuff, there's so much that you can see emotionally in all of the characters' faces, and it never drops off throughout the entire show. Like, there's no animation quality dip in Violet Evergarden. Even after the 14th special episode, even that had great animation in it.
Which is honestly surprising. Like, they managed to keep it beautiful consistently.
Yes.
It was always so pretty and so gritty when it was presenting that side of the anime. It was so surprising that they managed to do it, but at the same time, fantastic. Like, I still don't understand how they managed to keep it so consistently beautifully animated.
It's called throwing a bunch of money at animators.
Feed your animators, kids.
Yes, feed your animators. But something else that I thought Violet Evergarden did really good in the animation department, when they do the flashbacks to the war stuff, like, there's such great attention to detail paid in the color palette that's being used between what takes place in present day and the flashbacks to the war, and almost to the point where you almost think you're looking at a slightly different animation style. And I thought that was a really great contrast between, the past and the present. And it also, like, that whole animation style really showed, as the show itself went on, really kind of showed how much that Violet Evergarden was kind of growing and learning. I just thought, like, to do that in a story is all well and good, but to do that, like, through almost animation alone, I thought was a really good achievement. Anyway, that's why I picked Violet Evergarden for best animation. Chinoda, what do you got?
I picked, surprisingly enough, Hina Matsuri. Simply because they knew when to animate things just right when it came to the comedy scenes. And my God, I appreciate that. I had so many laughs just because they managed to animate the most bizarre things, the most bizarre faces, and the actions characters took. It was hilarious, and they managed to pull it all together. And I loved them for doing that.
Yeah, it's got great animation for a comedy. Like it's almost kind of reminiscent of how KyoAni did. The name has escaped me. Jesus Christ.
Nichijou.
Nichijou, thank you.
Yeah.
God. Yes, it's almost reminiscent of how Nichijou's animation budget was like through the fucking roof. And like Hina Matsuri was kind of the same way.
Yeah, and like it wasn't just the comedy scenes either. It was all the other scenes as well. It wasn't a one-off thing. They consistently animated it really well.
Yeah.
And I appreciate that, and it was definitely a treat for the eyes.
All right. Natai, what did you choose?
Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Oh, but shit, it's not anime. Well,
Wait, no. We all laugh at that, but that's probably gonna win the Oscar for best animated feature.
Listen, that's the best looking animated movie I've seen in a long time. But anyway, the second biggest thing after that is obviously Batman Ninja, because God bless Kamikaze Doga. Remember those CG openings JoJo used to have? Well, guess what? The people who made that decided, oh well, we'll make a Batman movie in the same art style, but it's about Batman going back and being a ninja in feudal Japan. Cool. This movie is primarily CG. There's some moments of 2D animations, but
It's like 90% CG. What are you talking about?
it's incredible. It's so bizarre. It's so amazing. It's great. I mean, it's on Netflix right now. Go watch it if you haven't. It's God. The animation is so good.
Yeah. Can I just say that, like, okay, so Batman Ninja it looks beautiful. It sounds beautiful. God, the story is so bizarre.
Oh yeah,
It's
no,
so
it's
dumb.
it's just like a one-off story, and that's all it was.
It's so
Yeah.
stupid, but it's so much fun.
It's obviously not Batman canon. It's just basically people having fun with Batman, which is fine.
Also-
it's perfectly fine.
Also, awesome character designs. Just
Oh
wanna
my
throw
God,
that
yes.
out.
Yeah. Definitely go watch Batman Ninja. It is worth the watch. Specifically, I would say for the visuals. All right, next award. The Kimono Friends Award for Biggest Industry Fuckery.
Oh God.
All right, show. The stage is yours.
Yeah, because I have no
Well-
clue what the hell.
Yeah, well, I've talked about this before on the podcast, but I've chosen the Voltron Legendary Defender panel at San Diego Comic-Con this year, or last year, since we're recording in 2019. Spoilers for Season 7 of Voltron if you haven't watched it, or if you don't care, then you don't care. So, if you didn't know, a large portion of the Voltron fan base have gay ships for the characters. In the 2018 panel, the showrunners revealed that one of the characters is gay and they would be introducing a gay significant other for that character. And it got the fan base hyped up, and they're like, oh my God, this is finally happening. And then when the season actually premiered, nothing was explicit. They were portrayed as friends, and then halfway through, the gay love interest died. And then we never see him again because he died. So clearly, there was a lot of backlash. Like, why did you bother promoting it and making a big deal out of it if you were just gonna shove it under the rug? Like, and also you wouldn't have known it was a gay love interest because it wasn't shown in the actual show. You just told us that it was. So why did you do that? Anyways, either way,
So
the
it's
fan
basically like
base
they
was-
hyped up a cop out.
Yeah. Actually, no, honestly, I think it was like there was multiple, like, the production team and the actual animating team were just like, there's different things, and some people wanted to do it, some people didn't. I don't know what happened, but that, like, it was a mess, and the fan base was not happy, and that was some fuckery that I thought was interesting last year.
All right. So myself and Chinoda have chosen the exact same thing. So
Oh God, I don't want to talk
during
about it.
well,
So
we won't talk about it for
cancerous.
very long because that's how stupid it is. And we've already donated we've already used another podcast episode to kind of talk about this. But so Crunchyroll came out in the summer of 2018 and said that they were going to start producing what they called Crunchyroll Originals, which was going to be anime that was being done sort of, I guess you could say, in-house, or as close to in-house as you could get, which in and of itself was not what the real issue was. It was what the first anime that they actually announced they were going to be making was. And this was an anime that they called High Guardian Spice. Now, if they had just announced it and gave the actual premise of the show, that probably wouldn't have created a bunch of backlash. But what ended up creating a bunch of backlash was the very, shall we say, pandering that it tried to do to both people who consider themselves feminist and LGBT.
Because, anime is not about pandering. We don't do that.
Not at all. Not at all. And then it also came out that
I
the
don't even
person
know
who...
what pandering is.
Yeah. And then it also came out, Jesus Christ, and then it also came out that the person who was working on, the principal person in charge of production of this particular anime, High Guardian Spice, has in the past basically said some very anti-male things, and it just made people kind of go back and say, was this really the person Crunchyroll wants representing them? And it's like it devolved into this whole thing. And then of course also it became like a critique of Crunchyroll's like service, of how they're putting money towards this but not putting money towards building up their infrastructure and making it better. And then it just kind of snowballed from there, and just everyone got involved in this. And it was a fucking shit show from the outset. So it will be, High Guardian Spice is supposed to come out sometime this year. It will be very interesting to see the actual like fallout from this once that anime actually premieres.
God, I can't wait to see it crash and burn. I'm so excited to see it fail. I really
my
am.
gosh, no.
I mean, I won't say fail, but I won't say I'll be too disappointed if it blows up in Crunchyroll's face.
Listen,
Anyway,
they
the
still
tie.
need to work on their infrastructure. I am
They
still
do.
having, to this day, I am still having problems with their app on the Xbox One, because not half the time, but it sometimes just straight up does not work, even though it'll work literally everywhere else. Like, you know what
All
my
right, no,
turnaround
stop,
for...
stop,
no,
stop,
I'm
stop,
a fucking...
stop.
No ranty,
fine,
no
fine,
ranty,
fine.
Chinoda. Bad
Stop.
Chinoda.
Sorry.
Bad.
We can talk about this on another podcast.
Oh.
This is not the time. The tie.
Foam at my mouth later.
My pick for this award is Attack on Titan Season 3 being split, because, oh shit, like we didn't know already, the anime industry is fucking crashing around in front of us. Listen, I love anime and all, but goddammit, this industry needs to just get its shit together or something. It's ridiculous that of all shows, Attack on Titan is getting split cores because the production is just a mess. I mean, this is just like, in case anyone was wondering, this is proof that something is just gigantically wrong with this industry. I mean,
Also,
crying out
worth
loud.
pointing out that this was not the first time it's happened. It probably won't be the last. This is
But
also
this is a
not,
high-profile show. This
yes,
isn't
not
any other
only is
show.
it a high-profile show, it happened with a high-profile anime studio that, I mean, Studio Wit has never seemed like they've had difficulty getting money together.
Yeah, no,
I don't know.
they've been making money, and like, I mean, you would think so, at least with the amount of merchandising they've done.
Well, I mean,
still
it-
with
it-
always. I mean, if you go back to like the broadcast versions of most of like at least past seasons of Attack on Titan, they were rough around the edges, and there were a lot of like every production of each season of Attack on Titan was messy. If you can go back and check like interviews and stuff, they were messy. Like the last episode of this season of Attack on Titan, like if you look at the staff, you can tell that just it's a mess, and it's just it boggles my mind that such a high profile show that is so popular still can get away from like all of the like just bullshit that's involved in this industry when it comes like just mess of schedule and animators just not getting any sleep and not getting paid enough. It's ridiculous.
or just not getting paid at all. Getting paid with IOUs, which we found out actually happens earlier last year.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway,
Just
yeah.
bullshit. I'm sorry.
I think this whole thing of splitting seasons that have already been announced to be like 20 plus episodes, I think it highlights a bigger issue in the industry that probably needs to be dealt with sooner rather than later. And we should probably actually do an episode of the podcast about this at some point.
I would also like
Eventually.
to say that splitting a season is an oxymoron because once the season ends, it's a different season. I mean, don't even with me.
True, but the point is that it was already announced to be a certain length, and then they're saying, "Oh no, never mind. We're gonna have a space in between this," and it's like that wasn't planned. You're gonna
because
play it
they
off
can't
as
get
if
the
it were planned, but
episodes
it
out
wasn't.
soon enough. That's why they split it.
Yeah. I mean, but and the thing that kills me is all of these studios play it off as like, "Oh, this was planned all along." Like, no, it wasn't. Shut the fuck up. Anyway, moving on. Like I said, we need to talk about this in another episode of the podcast. Anyway, moving on. Our next award is Best Character Design. Show, go.
I gave it to Tsurune Kazemai Koko Kyudobu, which is basically the
Bless you.
archery anime. Yeah, thank you.
He said, bless you.
Had a little something in my throat. But I gave it to this because the boys are super cute. They're basically like Kyo Annie boys, which, you know, Kyo Annie, the only...
Free.
Yeah, but like, that's not typical Kyo Annie. Because like, when you see a typical Kyo Annie show, the boys are like blobs.
Or like
then-
afterthoughts.
No, in a good way. Like, they're cute blobs.
They're
They're
moe
not
blobs.
afterthoughts. I don't know how to say it. They look like blobs on a body. Their faces are their entire body. The face is a blob, and then the body is a blob. It's like really chibi, you know. They're like blob people, and then. But in Free, they were super muscular and like toned, and like skin was taut, and they were like, I am a model and I book like 5 photo shoots a night. I'm like, okay, honey. But I mean, that's great and all, but like, I want the blob people back. And you know, I got the blob people.
I
with
want the
archery
blob
anime.
people back.
Yes,
Is this like
the
a
blob
slime
people.
spoiler cast? Why are we talking about blobs?
Slime
What the fuck?
spoiler cast. Oh my god.
No, but like, I love Kyo Annie's style that they animate for guys, and now that they have a full cast of blob men, I'm very happy with their choices. That's all.
All right. Well, I actually chose another KyoAni show for this award. I chose Violet Evergarden. So one thing that KyoAni has been kind of accused of over the years, and it's not an unfounded accusation, is that in many of their shows, especially many of their shows that have an all or mostly female cast, is their characters tend to suffer from what's known as same face. Whereas you could literally just take the hair off of one character and put any kind of other hair on there, and you can make one character look like any other character in the show. Again, this is not completely unfounded in KyoAni's case throughout the years. I think that's one thing that Violet Evergarden, as I mentioned before, did a really good job at, where every single character seems to have an individual design, an individual style, and they definitely are, you can tell them all apart. I also think that, although I hate using this term when you're talking about anime, the costume design of the characters was really, really good in this show. Like I said, every single person has a unique style. It definitely reflects this sort of era that they're trying to say that this takes place in, where it's sort of, I don't know if you'd call it steampunk, but I guess it kind of is.
It definitely had the aesthetic of it.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like full blown steampunk, but there's certainly elements of it, and I thought that it did that really well in their character designs, especially with Violet Evergarden's hands. And yeah, that's why I chose this. So Shinoda.
I chose The Ancient Magus Bride for best character design because everything was artfully done. The character specifically, I mean. When you look at a character, you can get a sense of who they are just from looking at them. Their personality, the way they speak, just all of that. And I really appreciated the show for that. Even more so when characters had different transformations in the show, it was still artfully done. It was, even if it was grotesque or horrifying, it was beautiful in an unnatural way, and I really appreciated that. And just to say this, Skeleton Husbando, not to be confused with Bone Daddy, it just look on him.
There can be only one Bone Daddy.
There can only be one Bone Daddy, but there can be a Skeleton Husbando.
All right, Natai?
Yes. So,
Yes.
Trigger's always
Natai
been
des.
good. Natai des. Trigger's always been good with designing really awesome characters. I mean, and this we got plenty of them. But specifically, Darling the Franks, I felt like had a very, very like well designed cast in terms of how they all felt. They all belonged in the same world. Now it may sound like it's kind of like obvious, but not really. Like, think about it, you have like all of these high school children and these big ass robots, and they still feel like they belong to each other. So even the main cast, even though they have like school uniforms, they all like they look different, they feel fresh and new, and of course the mech design is just wonderful. It's kind of weird, like they look very like, you know, that the mechs have tits and ass. That's strange as fuck, but it still looks good. In my opinion. Yeah, also like the monster design was pretty dope. And
Yeah.
not gonna lie, I haven't finished the show, but from what I've seen, the design itself is just incredible.
I mean, the character designs don't really change. It's still going to be Trigger as fuck.
So yeah, that's my pick.
All right. Okay, so I want to blow through the next the three awards as quick as possible because I know Natai really needs to go soon.
Yeah,
It's also like 3 a.m. or nearly 3 a.m. for him. So,
yeah.
all right. So our next award is going to be Best Male Character. Show, what do you got?
Ken Kaneki from Tokyo Ghoul, you know why. Oh my god. Stop.
So cancerous.
So much edge on that pick. All right, so my choice is Rei Kiriyama from March Comes Like a Lion, Season 2. If you watched our award show from last year, or you watched Natai and I's spoiler cast for March Comes Like a Lion, you already know why. Rei Kiriyama is an absolute cinnamon roll, and
Bless him.
Bless him. Shinoda.
The good Lord himself, Heinz Ulgaun from Overlord.
Bone Daddy.
Sasuga.
A
Natai.
great choice. Natai.
Yes, mine is Kotaro Tatsumi from Zombieland Saga, because goddamn Mamoru Miyano sure has some range. I mean,
Mamoru
Man, I
Miyano
died in-
playing as himself
is a
was
god.
something else.
exactly.
Yes.
I
The best
died-
thing. The
I
best
died
thing
in
about that
laughter
character.
so many times. I died in laughter so many times because of this guy. And during, like, and at the end of the show, it's hinted that it's like there's more to it than meets the eye. Please give me a second season. Ugh.
Yes. Oh man. And just I would like to point out if you haven't seen it yet, go watch Mamoru Miyano playing the character of Kotaro from that show in the PV. It's absolutely phenomenal.
Best female
alright,
character.
so-
Show. Go.
Yes, best female character.
Historia Rice from Attack on Titan, because she's a bad bitch and she will cut a hoe.
Hell fucking yeah. Independent woman.
You can also use rice to dry out electronics.
She'll try you out.
So, well, maybe. All right. So for best female character, I chose Makia from Makia When the Promised Flower Blooms. Best mom, unequivocally, hands down. You can't change my mind. Literally best mom ever in anime.
Well, bitch cry to 10 out of 10.
Will bitch cry 11 out of 10.
11 out of 10.
That's
Okay,
pretty
then.
good.
All right, Shinoda.
Best female character, AO2. The first form of Zero 2.
The one you should never lose.
The one you should never lose. She has a special place in my heart next to Kana for never being looted.
And Komi. Let's not forget Komi.
And the goddess empress herself, yes.
All right, Nitai.
Violet Evergarden. That watching her just grow as a person, learning to understand what she felt and being able to put it into words was an incredible journey. Yui Ishikawa is amazing. God bless their soul.
Yes. All right. So the next award is the Robert E.O. Speedwagon Memorial Award for Best Bro. Man, there were so many good choices this year. But Sho, what do you got?
I got Hideyoshi Nagachika from Tokyo Ghoul Re.
After so much suffering, he still stayed by my man's side. I love that man. Fucking Hideyoshi.
Thank you. That's perfect.
I think you just took the words right out of his mouth.
Yup. And that's appropriate.
Right.
That's actually a pun, but we'll move on.
Wait, hold on. Is this the one that is the responsible for your current nickname on our Discord server?
Correct.
Okay. See, I remember. I haven't watched a Red Tokyo Ghoul, but I remember that.
Good job.
Pretty funny.
All right. So myself and Shinoda have chose the best person, the only person really for this award, and that is Goro, aka GoBro from Darling
My
in the
boy.
Franxx.
I fucking
AKA
love that boy.
Bro.
I'd be best friends
Boy.
with him 10 out of 10.
That's my boy. That's my teammate. Oh my god.
He deserved so much better.
Oh, he did. Oh man. Just Goro. Goro is GoBro. That's all you need to know.
He was
Natai,
such a fantastic
why did you not
person.
choose this? You fucking cuck.
No,
Because
no.
I have a
Simon.
better bro.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, Simon
Simon-
isn't bad.
Yeah, Simon Belmont from Castlevania is the best of bros. I just wanna get him, go through like all of the bars in the city and just get fucked, dude. I wanna get drunk with this man.
He's
God
such
damn,
a
he's a good
fucking
dude.
asshole, but my god,
He's
is he
such
lovable.
a bro. The best bros are assholes. God
Yes.
damn.
I do his
Yes.
asshole.
Whoa. Whoa. Okay, moving on. Moving on. Shut up. Shut up. All right. Moving on. Next, the next award we're doing is Best Voice Acting Show.
I've chosen Yuki Kaji as Nishikata from Skilled Teaser Takagi-san because Yuki Kaji has an adorable voice and he's getting teased for 12 straight episodes. So what can I say? It's very cute.
The moans and
All right.
groans he
I mean-
did was simply adorable.
Yes, and we just found out this week that Skilled Teaser Takagi-san is getting a second season.
Fucking hype!
Yep. All right. So I chose Manaka Iwami's performance as Makia from Makia When the
Surprise,
Promised Flower
surprise.
Blooms. I know, right? You know, you get on to me, but you have a lot of Violet Evergarden on your list.
I know.
I just the very emotional portrayal she gave from the very beginning to the very end, and just watching her, the bevy of emotions that she's able to portray throughout the entire show, from melancholy to just depression to absolute happiness to joy to glee to just it's so good, and she just does all these emotions so well in her vocal performance, and god, just go watch Makia. Anyway, Shinoda and Natai, you both chose the same person.
I first want to give shoutouts to Bakugo from MHA because there's this one scene in season 3 that really broke my heart. And if you've seen the end of season 3, you know what I'm talking about. Like the guy who people give him shit, but the guy who voices him, which I for the life of me can't remember his name, really nailed that one scene where he just kind of cracks and it's amazing.
He nails
But
the
yes,
character very
Yui-
beautifully, I agree.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah, Yui Ishikawa, I've said enough about the character of Violet Evergarden in this podcast, but amazing.
Her portrayal of a child soldier that's learning to become human slowly, it's so amazing and heartbreaking. so desperately get invested in the story, and she captures it so well with her voice, going from such a robotic tone to a actual human with such complex emotions.
Yeah, I almost think that first of all, this is Yui Ishikawa's best performance ever. I think would you guys agree?
I honestly think
Yeah,
so.
it's
Yeah,
up there.
it's definitely
up
up
there.
there.
I also think that Yui Ishikawa was literally born to play a role like this with the way she uses her voice to project emotion. Yeah, I couldn't agree more. It's definitely worthy of the award for sure. All right, next award we have is for best individual scene show.
So I've chosen a scene from episode 12 of Tokyo Ghoul. I'm going to describe why it is the best scene with spoilers.
Also, maybe potential spoilers.
Yes, spoilers for Tokyo Ghoul Re episode 12. So the scene I've chosen is when Kaneki is doing a flashback, remembering his memories with his mother, and the whole character of Kaneki is very pivotal around his mother. In season 1, we see her as a hardworking single mother who's like slowly dying because she's malnourished and she's overworking, but she's always kind, she's always optimistic, and then eventually she overworks herself. Her Kaneki's aunt, the mother's sister, like puts more work on her, like doesn't care about her, only tries to use her for her own gain, and the mother ends up overworking and dying. And that is the whole reason for Kaneki's character of being wanting to take pain onto himself instead of causing pain to others and trying to be kind to people. That's the whole point of the character of Kaneki. And in this episode, we see that depiction of the mother that we know as the base of Kaneki's character was all a lie. In reality, his mother abused him physically. So this scene reveals that Kaneki, as the narrator of the story, is an unreliable narrator and has been lying to the viewers and been giving us recollections of his mother that are erroneous, and that his entire character is a lie, and that from the beginning he was never a nice person. Even though he pretended to be, he was just trying to imitate his mother in that he wanted to be nice and then kill himself. Not be nice because it's a good thing. So I thought that scene for me in the manga as well, and I think it was really well done in the anime. It really showed how it was the best scene I've seen in a long time, because it basically flipped the entire character on its head, and I thought it was a really well done plot twist, because the author did put in hints from the very beginning that Kaneki was lying. So there was foreshadowing for this plot twist all the way up. There's like so many chapters, so many episodes, all the way up to this scene where you see that everything you've been watching was a lie, and the character you know isn't the person who you thought he was. So I really liked this particular scene.
Wow, that was a really long description.
I'm sorry.
Why don't you just give us every single character's backstory while you're at it? Oh, man. All right, so the scene that I have chosen is a scene called Good Mothers Don't Cry. It's also sometimes called Makia Breaks Her Promise, from the final scene of Makia, When the Promised Flower Blooms. I'm going to try and do this with as few spoilers as I can, but there might be some minor spoilers for Makia.
Should I take off my headphones?
That's up to you.
Okay, tell me in the chat when you're done with it, because I legitimately...
I didn't know this was a fucking podcast specifically for you.
Listen, fuck you. I don't want to go in. I don't want to know anything about it.
Just do it!
All right, fine. Tell me when to come back.
All right, so the entire movie of Makia is like a very slow build-up of feels like throughout, and like you know that something big is there's gonna be a big payoff at the end. One of the lines that the main character Makia uses toward the beginning when she first finds Ariel, this character that she ends up adopting as her son, is that good mothers don't cry. And she says this a couple of times throughout the movie as Ariel is growing up, and that all the hardships she faces, she never ever cries, ever cries. And then as the movie goes on, they just keeps facing more and more hardships, and then she's not like cold and stone-hearted, but she just never cries. She steals her own emotions away like they're for her. And then at the end, when she finally has to say goodbye to someone that she cares very much about, she turns around, looks at the house that they grew up in, and says, "I'm about to break my promise," and she just breaks down in tears. And that's the final scene of Makia, and that's why it's the best scene ever, because it will make you bitch cry like a motherfucker. Anyway, that's it. That's
Shinoda,
my,
come back.
that's my choice for best scene. Yes, Shinoda, come back.
In the meantime, I'll tell about
Yes,
talk about
now
my
Natalia, you go ahead and go.
So, I created this category for one reason and one
Oh
reason
my
only, because
God.
I needed an excuse to talk about this scene. So, Alex and I already talked about it in our JoJo cast, but we waited 2 years for JoJo Part 5, and guess what? It was all worth it for one specific scene. You have 3 beautiful men dancing on a boat while torturing a decapitated head of a gangster. What
A
else can I
decapitated
ask
head
for?
that's still alive.
That's still alive, by the way, yes. And it's glorious. It's quintessential JoJo and so much more, and I absolutely adore it. The music that they use for the dance is incredible. The choreography is stupid and fun at the same time. Goddamn, do I love this thing.
Yes. Also, it's 4 panels in the manga that was stretched out to an entire 60-second scene.
Thank you, David Pro. Thank you.
Yes. Is Shinoda back?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right, Shinoda, what was your best scene?
My best scene, the summoning of the Eldritch horrors that Ainz Ulgaon did in Overlord Season 3, Episode 12. Oh my god, my freakish goat babies. I loved them. Sacrificing
Are those
Go ahead.
Are those the black CG blobs that I keep seeing online?
Yeah, those things. Just with
God.
4 hooves and massive amounts of tentacles and just running amok. So basically,
Okay.
Ainz Ulgaon cast a super spell, if I remember right, and destroyed, not even destroyed, just flat out sacrificed a good portion of the enemy army, and used that to summon 5 or 6 of these Eldritch horrors. And oh my god, their sounds, the terror of the men running away, and on the side he was fighting for, of everyone being so scared. Oh, it was magical. I loved the sheer gall of the man to summon these things into this world. It was great for me. This whole year, that scene has been stuck in my mind. I actually want to do a D&D scene based on that someday.
All right, then.
Dope.
So, the penultimate award that we have is the RIM Award, TM, for Best Seasonal Waifu that we will forget when next year comes around. God, it's very wordy, but I love it. All right, Sho.
I chose Rindo Kobayashi, aka Vampire Cat Girl, from Food Wars: The Third Plate, Tatsuki Train Arc, because she cute, but who's gonna remember her?
I don't
She
remember
cute,
her
but
now.
She ain't Erina.
she cute, but she a bitch.
She cute, but she ain't Erina.
Yep, you damn straight.
Or Megumin.
Fuck that
Yeah.
bitch.
Damn. Damn.
I'll fight you right now. I swear to God I will. I'll throw you on the ground.
Okay, calm down. What's your choice, Alex? Who do you think is gonna be
My
forgettable?
choice. my choice of the most forgettable seasonal waifu is Rika Takarada from SSSS Gridman.
Fucking
because,
blasphemy! How dare you? Those thighs, though.
Oh, the thighs were great. The thighs are great. But let me tell you something. About 3 or 4 seasons from now, no one's gonna remember. No one's gonna remember at all.
Fuck you, I'll remember. She has a special place in my heart. And her thighs.
Da, 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 da.
God damn it.
All right, Tanoda, you pick someone who's coming back for a second season.
Okay, to be fair, I picked this before I thought there would be a season 2. Then we just found out there'd be a season 2, so that was a surprise for me as well, okay? But I'm still sticking by my choice in the fact that Takagi has already been forgotten.
How dare you?
She's already been forgotten. You don't see any art of her.
That
you don't
forehead
see
ain't much,
any
Alex.
talk of her. Nothing.
That forehead ain't much.
Excuse me. That forehead is beautiful. Like that forehead, that's like a landing strip
Listen,
for cum.
that landing
I'm
strip
serious.
is long gone.
Yo!
No.
Wait, hold on. What did I miss?
Never mind.
Good lord, I don't even want to know.
I'm not repeating
Thank
that.
you, John, for including this at the beginning. He won't.
My
he won't,
pick-
he won't make it this far.
My pick is 02 because I don't care how much you like that character. I mean, I like her. She's fucking amazing. But people aren't going to say much about her because they're going to be so focused on how they didn't like the show once it ended. People ain't going to remember the character. They're going to remember the show they were disappointed in.
I'm gonna
People are
argue
gonna
with the
remember
fact
Giant
that
Space
there's
Lady.
still fan art and a bunch of other stuff surrounding her
Let's
are
talk
still
again
out.
December next year, Shinoda. Let's talk again.
It's already next year.
God damn it. I said December.
All right. So that brings us to the final award of the episode. Yes. Woo! I know that Natai really wants to go because it's very
I
late
need to
for him.
pee.
He also needs to pee very bad, so we're not going to keep him for much longer. So, Sho, what is your anime of the year pick?
I chose Banana Fish because it's one of the
There's
few.
bananas and fish.
There's actually no fish.
Fish taco.
There's actually no fish taco either. But
That's disappointing.
I chose this show because it's one of the few shows in general that have like a conclusive ending, where it tells a full story from beginning to end, probably because the manga is like 100 years old and they had like a bajillion years to adapt it properly. So they finally did it. But yeah, I thought it was a fun ride. It was interesting, full of action, and I really think it ended well. Yeah, I'm not gonna go super into it, but like I think it was a good closed story, from beginning to end, well told. Yeah.
All right. I'm really surprised that you actually ended up choosing this, especially considering that you came to me about halfway through the show's run and said this show's kind of stupid.
Because it is stupid, but there's just
Is there a
Did you think
certain
that by
magic
the end
of
it was a complete package and that's what redeemed it?
no.
Actually, you know, we're gonna do an episode about anime endings soon, and you probably talk about it there. But I think you said that basically the ending or the last few episodes really redeemed it for you.
I really, really like the ending, and you could say I wouldn't say redeem. It's because I still think that there's a lot of parts of Banana Fish that are bad, but I did really like the ending, so it did change my opinion.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Well, when we actually do that episode, I'll ask you about it then, because I think that's more of an appropriate place to go into it. All right. So my anime of the year pick, it came down to 2 for me. It came down between Makia When the Promised Flower Blooms and March Comes in Like a Lion season 2. I after a lot of internal struggle, I eventually ended up choosing Makia When the Promised Flower Blooms for my anime of the year, simply because it was as much of a roller coaster ride of emotions that March Comes in Like a Lion has been and was throughout its second season. I don't think anything really compared to the, just as I said before, the gut punch of feels that Makia provided in its final few scenes. I thought that it was it's just the directing, the sound design, the art style, just everything about it was just a complete package for me. The story was absolutely beautifully written. It had great dialogue, great voice acting, everything. As I said before, do yourself a favor. If you haven't had a chance to watch this movie yet, please give it a shot, especially if you like really good emotional stories. All right, Chinoda and Natai, you actually chose the same thing for your anime of the year.
Yes,
Shinoda,
we
you go
did.
first.
I picked Violet Evergarden. What'd you pick, Natai?
Oh, Devilman Crybaby. No. It's Violet Evergarden. Of course, it's Violet Evergarden.
I'm going to
Yeah,
punch
Violet
you in the throat,
Evergarden
Natai.
is like Violet Evergarden is like the best show of this year. It grabbed me by the balls and didn't let go, just ever. Like, goddamn, it was seeing
Grabbed you by
Violet
the
grow-
balls and turned you into a tenor.
Exactly. Watching Violet again, just grow as a person, and just all the stories that she comes across, it's just so beautiful, and it's just such a wonderful and heartbreaking journey. It's yeah.
As I said earlier, the show is about a child soldier becoming a human, and they did it so well and so beautifully, and it's gonna be around in my mind for a very long time, and I'm definitely gonna be recommending it to a lot of other people just because of how fantastic this show is, and I feel like it should gain so much more viewership. Still, even as popular as it is, it should still gain more people. It should be spread everywhere just because of how fantastic it is.
Yeah,
Yep.
fair enough. All right. Well, that is all of our awards for 2018.
That was a year.
That was a hell of a year. So as we move into 2019, who knows what this year will bring? A lot of sequels, we do know that. A lot of stuff from last year got announced to get second seasons, so that'll be very interesting. But before we do wrap up, I do want to get everyone's thoughts on 2018 overall. I do this at the end of every single year that we have done these award shows. So in terms of 2018 and anime overall, was it a good year for anime, a bad year for anime, or kind of just meh?
I think it was a
I'ma
great
just
year
say-
for anime.
Yeah.
Really?
I would actually agree. I wouldn't say great. It was definitely good. I wouldn't, maybe not great, but definitely good.
I'd say there's more disappointments than there was.
It was pretty good.
impressed.
You say that every year.
I know, because I'm always disappointed.
Well, thank you for being
I thought it
consistent,
was just a
Joe.
good year.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
he's definitely being consistent in that regard for sure. Impossible to make happy. I thought overall it was a good year for anime in general. Mostly because I think that throughout the year, each season was pretty consistently offered up something that was enough stuff that was good to keep me interested. I think
Yep, there
if
were
I
a
had to choose a
ton of good
single
shows.
best season, probably Winter, because it had the most stuff that I both started and finished. Even though Summer had the most stuff that I started, but I ended up dropping like half the stuff I ended up starting in the summer.
It was overall a pretty good year, I think.
Yeah, it was a good
It's
year.
okay.
It makes me hopeful for what 2019 will bring. There's some good stuff coming, and also some, whether you think it's good or not, some live action anime adaptations coming. So brace yourselves for that. But anyway, that is a story for next year's award show. Thank you all for dropping in to listen to us throughout all of 2018. We hope you enjoyed it because we always enjoy bringing this stuff to you. If you want to check out previous episodes of the podcast, you can find us on YouTube, SoundCloud, and iTunes. If you want to keep up with what we're doing and have a little more fun, you can join our Discord server, become a member of our Facebook group, follow our Twitch channel, and visit our website. And as always, if you have any questions, comments, criticisms, or concerns on this or any episode, feel free to shoot us an email. Links to all of these things that I mentioned above will be down below in the description. As always, I have been your host, Alex, and I will see you next time. Say goodnight, everybody.
Good night, everybody, and a happy new year.
Thanks for staying with
Yeah,
us through
well-
the year.
Little late for Happy New Year. Natai.
It's okay. I've got pee in my brain. Bye.
Come on.